Let's talk about the ending of A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms and the changes that were made from the novella and how it's going to affect our characters. Obviously, this is your spoiler warning. So in the show, Egg is going on adventures with Dunk without the permission from his father. However, in the novella, it is implied that Maker gave his blessing and allowed Egg to squire for Dunk. So instead of the father humbly letting go, we get a father who was blindsided by his son. And in the short run, it really weakens Maker's character because he didn't have the humility in him to admit that Dunk was right and he should let his son go. But depending on how they're going to address it in the next season, it might strengthen the emotional tension in the long run. I personally dislike that change because in the novella, the supposed permission that Maker gave Egg happens off screen, and we realize he's grown so much he chose letting go over controlling his son. But in the show, we have seen how vulnerable Maker was with Dunk and that he admitted that it was his last son, his last hope, and he's just a tragic character. He's a terrible father, but he loves his kids. Perhaps they were sticking to the overall comedic tone of the show, and Maker yelling "Where the fuck is Aegon" was supposed to be kind of funny, and then in the next season he will realize that he should have let him go in the first place, and he's just not gonna look for him. Because I think they can send somebody to hunt down Duncan Egg and return Egg to the palace or whatever they're going. And I wonder how this change is going to affect Egg in the next season because he's lying to Dunk again, putting him in danger again. Has he not learned anything? With all those additional scenes that the show has invented that were not in the novellas, like Egg trying to kill Arion, Egg sitting down in a dark room and looking in the mirror at his Targaryen peach fuzz, I understand why he wants to escape his Targaryenism and he wants to be a better person. So we'll see where this defiance will take Egg. He's still a boy, and like Dunk had, he needs a stern hand, and that's why when Dunk saw him, instead of embracing him and rejoicing from their reunion, he is being very formal and strict with him by telling him to address him as Sir. Let me know what did you think about this change from the novellas, and what did you think about the ending in general. Let's discuss in the comments.